So Steve is demonstrating emergency braking using the front brake only. He's going to be at 40 k's by that yellow marker and stop. Front brake only. Okay, so as you can see, that orange marker was front brake. Now he's going to go stopping at 40 k's using the back brake only. So this is front and back brakes. Now, that's quite good. And so that was purely front brake, that marker, and that's both front and back brake. As you can see, makes quite a difference.
So yeah, as you can see, big difference in the front and back brake at 40 k's. So the bike literally stopped there. That was the braking point. That's where I put my brakes on at 40 k's. That's where I stopped. That's a pretty good braking distance, really, at 40 k's. So this next one is your front brake. So your front brake is usually your second best efficient from using both. Then finally, the least efficient brake is the back brake. So say you're in the habit of it, and I'm a really bad one for it. I got in the habit of using my back brake because I used to do a lot of dirt riding. And it's really not a great thing for road. So as you can see, Sally could have been walking across the street at that point as I noticed her and broke heavily. If I'd used where she's standing there, if I had not used my dual braking method, she could have had a boo-boo. Possibly could have wound up with Sally as a bonnet emblem.
So Steve is demonstrating the emergency braking again, this time on my bike. My bike is about 7 years older and I don't believe it actually has ABS. So he's doing front brake first at 40 kilometers an hour and we'll see how that goes. That's no ABS for you. Your back wheel will skid and you will keep going. So I'm just going to stop that there for a moment. Oh, let's go. And he stalled it too. So it's a lot further, as you can see, from where a bike with ABS stopped. So his first attempt, and it still smells a bit like burning rubber. So as you can see, there is a huge difference. Even though my bike is close to 50 kilos lighter than his, without ABS, it is going to skid. Now this is using the front brake. Quite short, isn't it? It's a bit further than his bike, but it's still not as good. Now for the final test, he'll be doing both brakes, using both brakes at 40 kilometers an hour, which is also a school zone speed limit in Australia. So this is important. And brake. So let's see where he stopped. So on my little bike that is 170-80 kilos, its stopping distance with both brakes is a little bit less, probably half a meter less than Steve's Suzuki with front brake only. So as you can see, there is a big difference between having and not having ABS.
Okay, so that was dual braking at 20k. She's now realised that she could probably go more than 20k. She might be able to even try the 40. Oh, stop it. We'll cut that. Alright, so Sally's going to try braking at 40k. Good. And in an emergency stop, if you happen to stall it and you forget to put your clutch in, that's okay too, because you want to stop anyway. But she actually, that's magical, Sal. How did you do that? You actually managed to stop before the marker to stop. You got some wicked braking power.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Keeping Shiny Side Up. Today we did a braking experiment, as you just watched, where you saw the difference between front brakes, back brakes, both brakes together, and also the difference between ABS and non-ABS brakes, which, as you saw, there was a huge difference.
Yeah, no, it was a really great experiment. I really didn't realise how much of a difference there was between using just your front brake and using both front and back brake. I knew that there was a good difference, and just when you go through the Q ride course, you learn that, but you don't sit there and mark out the distances. So marking out those differences today was really fun and really interesting for me anyway.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting to see the difference between a bike with ABS and a bike without ABS. Even though the one with ABS was heavier, it still pulled up a lot faster.
Yeah. So that's an important thing to think about when you are purchasing a bike. If it does have ABS, you know your braking distances are going to be a lot shorter, and you're also not going to slide out like Steve did in the purely back brake.
So these are the techniques we're trying to learn so that we don't damage our bikes and ourselves and other people. Like that's the thing that I really found interesting about that whole test was 40 Ks, and I think you mentioned it in the video, 40 Ks is the speed limit for school zones in Queensland and I think the rest of Australia as far as I know. What was there, like at least a 6 metre difference between the back and the front brake, which means if you have a kid run out in front of you in a school zone going 40 Ks and he runs out in front of you 6 metres ahead of you, if you just use your back brake, you collect this kid. If you use your front brake, you might miss him, you might even just bump him gently. If you use your front and back brake, either way, if he's 6 metres ahead of you, you're probably going to be all right on most bikes.
So thanks for watching Keeping Shiny Side Up. Just remember, if you like this video, please hit like, and also make sure you subscribe to our channel to get all the updates and new videos as they come out. And we will be uploading videos bi-weekly and maybe another one if you're lucky. So
might do some sneaky ones.
Make sure you also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our Tumblr, which all the links are in the down bar at the bottom. So make sure you follow and keep it shiny side up.